Now, since so many of the different political groups are taken away for whatever it was, and I'm really sorry about comparing it to um, Andersonville, which is basically kind of like what Donald Crumpus was put into with a lot of stuff and everything else out there for it if you want to understand him. Um, Joe, the Mansion family, oh, don't worry. They only brought over identifiable black people and things like that from Africa to help handle the problem with the Jewish situation here, whatever it is they want to call them in Rome, establishing a new Hebraic colony to go after everything else under their Roman Masonic system and everything. And, they might have parted ways on wherever it was with them Biden things around or anything else and all of that. But basically, he was just there to hold prisoners of war, civilians, and other stuff like that. Because anyone who was with the Confederacy or anything that could be construed as that from any of the slave states that stayed all the way back to Delaware 1, where he believes that he holds the entire Masonic powers of the United States and can bring it crashing to the ground and everything. Saying that he basically worked unilaterally behind the scenes with whatever. Just in saying this will be part two for whatever it is. It was a disgusting, horrid nature of it. They did medical experiments on everybody out there with it and pulled people from across everywhere. The only time that they ever had any real soldiers ever sent there was probably this one shipment that I know of that was sent there. Um, and, he wasn't like the others that all ran back to their own home countries supporting whatever it was and, the psi powers of trying to control people. I mean, he even tried doing it to the last debate moderator with the and everything else. I mean, it's just ridiculously crazy with this. Every single person that was assigned there that was sent from another contingency group or anything else, I mean, I don't really care. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do about it and say everything. It's not like I'm not on first name basis with at least 30 different Secret Service people that tell me if they ever have to show me their badge, they're going to shoot me. And I mean, this is just how it is from middle school forward. And since I've seen around and been around these crazy, whatever the hell it is, and it's like, unless you're his black person, you're not going to. It's just something to see how far they can push you to whatever it is to break whatever the moral compass is of yourself. And it's like this, suicide is better. And just like with every other 15% of the United States, whether it's the last 15% white people from there that, they can all say Crumpus got it done in 4 years or something else, or else 8 from behind the scenes working in top public. And, he'll just take care of the last 15%, of whatever the black population is that will vote however it is. And then we'll be set up to hate Orientals and be like everything else, where certain things out of the tribal zone for people coming along, and the only people who will be allowed here are the Japanese. And it's like somehow I'll be told, if I knew anything over it, you didn't know the one Japanese guy that was there, because, they've been giving gifts over here to people throughout Kentucky to East Tennessee of indentured servant slaves to whatever it is, delivered in little wooden boxes. I mean, seriously, like what you would think a military dog carrier is from the old days out there. And they'd just be delivered over here for whatever reason. And they'd be let out and they'd be totally obedient to the first person they saw. And that's supposedly where Mussolini got his secondary tribal from. I mean, I've had to go through it from even one of their descendants' own mouth and creation and be like, don't you remember who we are? But they don't really smile at the end of it. Anyway, since we're moving over after he will be the last, like, construct with everything else, basically because, the last ones all have been Pope families, going all the way back to, like, Ford and stuff. It's just how closely related to the popes they are and everything. And, it's like, well, I'll be 100% totally your president, and you can go to war with me against the other houses of Rome to separate me from them so then I can basically have like a partial Mussolini something or else. And yes, they called the election just a little bit ago. And I will be honest, this is, I don't care how much of it is, this should be complete reasons to go after an investigation off of this. With Donald Trump, he was just, and we're not going to go Obama. As much as I could say Obama with everything, this is the only time that the lightning shall be mentioned in this. That's what the name kind of means with a lot of it. But, and I'm sure they've changed language. They do every 15 years so no one can, know what the other people are saying and separate generations out. And it's all a Roman play. But as it is, with Donald Trump, the reason why Mitch McConnell had, the blue hands, and it's old man hand thing. No, that's just because of all the cases of stuff that he was stealing from this country going across the Atlantic and everything. And Biden was just warming up with everything else with Pelosi and everything. Because it's even her going, it's the Pelican. Yeah, she's getting ready to take anything she can out of there and take as much across the ocean as humanly possible. Just like with her, everybody needs their own criminal unit, their own gang. Throw some heroin needles around there and be like, kids shouldn't be allowed to play in certain areas. You understand what I'm saying? And after all, she just wanted to make sure that she had a management change out there in old Mexico. Thought about going there because, whenever they settle their stuff, it's a great place to go to. And you just got to respect everybody over what they do for business and be like, they do business there. They were doing business. This guy was doing business. Heroin, popsicle stand, whatever the hell it is. Even on Fox News, they're like, look here. And they go around their little compound. There's heroin needles all thrown out. And it's don't say that two sides ain't working with each other. It's just take it to the Pacific, to their people over there. Take it to the other one on the other way out there. They will, seriously, it's just a really big purse they're taking off from this country. And each one of them knows the other one's doing it and everything else. And that's why they hate Mitch McConnell so much. This is why they hate Nancy Pelosi so much. There ain't none of them that can work together and somehow go across the North Pole where there's no borders at. And, there's absolutely nothing there. And they can just walk back into Rome triumphantly and have a big party parade just like Julius Caesar coming back from someplace north and wherever it is and be like, can you help us get rid of the Germans? In problem. But then they just decided to join with him and 48 million Liechtensteins could go out there and take over a country. You just wouldn't believe it. And be like, so are we not the main reason of the principal mistake? Aren't we redeemed yet? It's just filthy and disgusting, but, it's about time for something else. And as it is, I know there's lots of denominations, but when a guy says, he's not a Catholic like Kennedy, and we even have allusions to certain things in X-Men and everything else, and it's he was just trying to bring back the United States underneath the old ways of it with some sort of Hebraic alliance or something else here. And it's I don't really care. Call it the guardian angel that brings something in out there for some sound bites and stuff. And it's Nixon was I'm going to unleash all of it because the American public will agree with me. I know no one will agree with me. I'm not like Nixon. They're just never going to believe, never going to care, never going to have anything, and think that I'm a complete idiot. But this is the way life goes. And, I don't have those 3 political friends that the Drudge Report had. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. This is Colin Dawson signing off with the Political Minute. And, as it is, I'll be honest, I even sat on the couch and said, go Big Blue. I'm not saying I'm a sellout. I'm just saying I understand where life is at and what happens.